Morning everyone, with David at Euroa. Time to take a look at our runners this weekend. Let's kick off Friday night at the Valley in the opening race over 1200 metres. Bequeathed for Regan Bayliss, gate 1.
Yeah, I like her. Trained on well. Good first up run, and the form's turned out very strong out of the race.
On to race 5, the 955 challenge. Wait for no one, Stephen Baster.
Yeah, I think if this horse had been racing at 955 all his life, he probably would have won 5 races. Very fast horse, hopefully gets a run. Should just love the Valley and 955.
Race 6, over the mile, second up from a spell, Sebring Dream for Damien Oliver.
I thought her first run was really good. If Damien can time his run and produce her late, she'll be really competitive. There's a win for her just around the corner.
Across to Flemington on Saturday, the opening race is the Maribyrnong Trial Stakes down the straight over 1,000 metres for 2-year-olds. We've got a couple of those. The first is Grand Challenge for Mark Zara.
Yes, he's a horse that was setting for the English Classic on Cox Plate Day. I think he'll come on a lot for the run. He's still a little bit green, but the reason for racing him is for him to be switched right on for his grand final, which is the English Challenge.
And we also have Nomatage for Stephen Baster.
Stephen rode her down the straight and thought she handled the straight well in her trial. We've never put her under real pressure, but she's done everything in hand and looks quite a nice filly, whose mother was very good down the straight.
Race 2, over the 1,400 metres, a listed event for 3-year-olds. We've got Plutocracy, Regan Bayliss.
He ran an absolute shocker down the straight the other day. We've stretched his work out. His run before the poor run was outstanding, and he's a horse that I think might just kick hard off the bend, like he did at Caulfield. So he's hard to tip off the last run, but it wouldn't surprise me if there was big improvement there.
Race 3 is the listed UCI Stakes over 1,800 metres. Esterarch, Damien Oliver.
Yeah, I was a bit critical of Damien's ride. I thought he was far too negative the other day. Look, I can see him getting a nice run, 1,800. There'll be a lot of people drop off the horse because he was a beaten favourite last start, but I'd give him one more chance.
Race 4 is the Group 2 Gilgai Stakes over 1,200 metres. Kina Ray for Mark Zara.
Yeah, Kina Ray has been racing evenly. One of his best performances ever was down the straight when he ran second in the Coolmore. I'm hoping he can find a bit of form in this race. He should race on the pace and be competitive, I think.
Race 5 is the Group 1 Turnbull Stakes over 2,000 metres. We've got Ventura Storm, Regan Bayliss.
Yeah, he's on a pathway to the Caulfield and Melbourne Cups. I don't think he could win, but I'd expect him to run 3rd or 4th in this race. And as long as he's strong through the line and finishing his work off, I'll be thrilled.
Race 6 is the Group 2 Edward Manifold Stakes over the mile. Pure Scott, Regan Bayliss.
Yeah, this filly's crying out for the mile. She's got blinkers on. Just hasn't dropped a coat yet. She's quite a small filly. I really wish I clipped her early in the year because this coat just hasn't moved. So she looks a bit haphazard, but I think her first 2 runs have been quite solid.
Race 7, the Bart Cummings, the Group 3 over 2,500 metres. We've got Harlem for Dwayne Dunn, gate 13.
Yeah, I think the gate's good for him because he can stay out of trouble. He's an elite English stayer trying to qualify for the Melbourne Cup. We were able to Caulfield Cup qualify him the other day. I know he's got the Melbourne Cup winner to beat, but he's got a little bit of a weight pull, and I think he's a horse on the rise. So this will be really interesting if he can qualify for the Melbourne Cup in his final lead up for the Caulfield Cup. So he's got some exciting times ahead.
Final event on the card over the 1,400 metres, a couple of runners. The first, Dibiani, Corey Parrish.
Yeah, he won't run from the wide gate. We'll save him for next week.
And we also have Tashby drawn well in gate 2.
Yeah, I think he's a really good long shot chance. There's people that love backing the Hayes horse late in the day in the 1,400. He might be one at big odds each way.
Just across to Adelaide, we've got the one runner over the 1,400 metres in race 7. First run for the stable, Shards, Dom Tanua.
Yes, he's a horse that we've gelded, and I'd ignore his recent form. Seemed a lot better as a gelding, and we're hoping he can show improved form on the track. He'll probably need one run.
And what's our best for the weekend?
Not an easy weekend, but I think Harlem will come through again and qualify for the Melbourne Cup. And I like Istarak at 1800. I think he's in form as well.
Thanks, David.